Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Sonn Rondue from the Fusion Struggle Podcast, the podcast where we talk about anything and everything whenever we feel like it. Hope you guys are having a really good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening to this. I just want to give a bit of context before listening to this episode. So this was recorded maybe a few weeks prior to an event me and Ghost were waiting for. Called All Out, which premiered on September 4th. I do realize that this is the 14th, so this was technically about it was some time ago. But I hope you guys enjoy this episode, which is mainly about wrestling. But that really shouldn't matter. As long as you guys are having fun with us and just kicking it and listening, and it's really what matters. So, hope you guys have a great day, and enjoy the episode. Peace! Good evening, everyone. This is the Graveyard's very own Sonn Rondue and Gh0xtTheRebel.
Yes, sir!
Bro, how are you doing on this fine evening?
Doing great, doing fantastic. Currently, I'm drinking some tea. Half of that was English. Don't worry about it. Feeling good, feeling great. Doing good, doing great.
Right before we get into the topics, how was your weekend?
It was fantastic, brother. It was fantastic. Real chill. We had a storm, but we got a lot of... We got some news to talk about. You feel me?
Yeah. Quite a few things, honestly. So, we had recently watched AEW Dynamite, and there were some... It was kind of just a weird vibe overall. With when did it air? It was Tuesday, right?
It aired on Wednesday.
Wednesday. So, just correct me if I'm wrong. So, the first thing that had happened, which I had caught up on, is that Thunder Rosa had to... She didn't relinquish her title, but... Yeah, did she relinquish her title?
She did not relinquish it, so what they're going to do is
it's the same thing.
Similar situation with the men's division, have an interim champion in the meantime.
Yeah. That's what I wanted to bring up, too. That... the same thing that happened with Punk as far as injury. There's going to be an interim, because that wasn't English, women's world champion. I think the four competitors are Britt Baker, Toni Storm, and I think there are two other female competitors, because I think they're doing a fatal four-way.
Yes, they are. It's Jamie Hayter and, oh my gosh, Sheeta? Is it Sheeta? I forgot her name.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
I'm looking it up as we speak. Don't worry, I got you.
All right, for sure.
Hikaru Shida.
Okay, because she's in Japan, right?
No, she's actually AEW. She might have. Yeah, I think she was actually the third. I think she was the third AEW Women's Champion in its history. Because I believe she beat Nyla Rose. The first was Riho.
Oh,
and then it was Nyla Rose.
Okay.
And then it was Sheeta. Yeah, she actually had a lengthy reign.
I ain't gonna lie, I kind of forgot all about Nyla Rose too. Because she was dominating for quite a while too. From what I had tuned in, because I wasn't around that time. I wasn't as heavy into AEW as I am now. So, but from all the peaks I've been giving AEW, I noticed that she was reigning for quite some time. So that's what they got going on. They have that Fatal 4-Way coming up, I believe, in All Out. There was also not an issue, but there was also a little thing that was going on with Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, him talking about his betrayal.
My goodness.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Ricky Starks has actually grown on me. I didn't like him for quite a while. I just thought he was annoying. And like he and that fucking stance that he does, like I used to hate that shit. Like, I was just like, yo, get your fruity ass out of here. Like that's how I was. But as I kept watching him, as I kept watching his performances, I was like, yo, I actually fuck with dude. And then the match that he had with Danhausen, or actually the one thing that actually caught me was when he challenged Danhausen for the FTW championship, and he did his little impersonation of Danhausen. I thought that was fucking hilarious. And then he had the title match with him, and then Hook showed up, and you know, Taz's little man, you know, and I thought that was a really beautiful moment, considering that Taz did bring that title into the wrestling scene, and you know, now his son has it. I thought it would have been really dope had Taz come in the ring and share that moment with his son, but you know, some things aren't needed. But I still thought that moment was dope, having Ricky drop the title off to Hook. And then after that, there was the betrayal of Powerhouse Hobbs, and the I can't think of the word. The segment. There we go. The segment.
The promo. Oh yeah, segment.
The segment promo. Same thing. Yeah. So I just couldn't think of the words for a second. That's gonna happen quite a lot. If you guys don't even know that already. But yeah, he was talking about you know, his betrayal, how he looked at him as like a brother, and it was a very emotional promo. And I thought that he pulled it off tremendously, and I think that this match that they're gonna have is gonna be a banger. I would like to believe so. Sometimes in situations like this, they're kind of but you know, so far I haven't been disappointed in any of the AEW matches so far. There have been a couple, and there's another one I'm gonna talk about, but
that's actually a great segue into, you know, the aforementioned match that you're probably thinking of. But as far as the Ricky Starks Powerhouse Hobbs feud,
yeah,
it was unexpected, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, and
Ricky Starks.
I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
No, I just want to say like that, and you see. I'm not even doing comparisons because WWE has gotten a lot better since the departure of Vince McMahon. But I just want to say that betrayal, that right there, I did not see coming. Like that's that kind of shock that I used to have as a kid. That's what I missed in wrestling. And I'm not just talking about WWE, like all sorts of it. You know what I'm saying? All the other promotions, like shit. Sir. That you would not expect to happen. You know, because sometimes in wrestling, you can kind of read into it. And, you know, when certain promos or certain scenarios and things that's always breaking down are happening, you can kind of read into it and you'd be like, okay, this is going to happen. You know, I already know it's going to happen. Cool. But with that was unexpected. And I love that. And it really caught me off guard. So, yeah, what were we going to say, Brian? I didn't mean to cut you off. My fault.
No, but like the unpredictability factor as far as the WWE was definitely lacking over the last at least decade. Now there's a resurgence of it, which is great because we have fresh new ideas and fresh feuds and everything like that. Ricky Starks and Powerhouse Hobbs, not only, first of all, that whole segment with the beginning of Danhausen and Ricky Starks having the match for the FTW championship was cool. I was like, what are they really going to do? I thought they were going to put Danhausen over. And I'm like, surely Ricky's going to lose. He's going to drop the title to Danhausen because Danhausen, he's completely over as far as the crowd. Give him a title? Sure, why not? But it was a squash by Ricky. I'm like, okay, interesting. Surely something else is going to happen after this, right? The Hook thing, I was like, oh, wow, this is interesting. Now we about to pick this up, and Hook squashed Ricky. Yep. And he became the FTW championship. I'm like, okay, unexpected. And then Ricky got the microphone. I'm like, okay, I like Ricky on the mic because he's like a young Rocky Maivia, right? Super young Rock. And
Yeah,
he cut
really
the promo,
yep.
incredible passion. I'm like, yes, this is what I wanted to hear from Ricky, and the crowd was loving it, and the energy was up. You had no idea of the swerve that was gonna come in. Hobbs hooked him by the neck, and everyone you can hear the gasp in the air. I'm like, whoa. No one saw that coming. So from top to bottom, that segment was perfect. Mm-hmm. And it made the feud for All Out going to be must-see. Now, it is going to depend on where it's placed in the card, because the card is pretty stacked. It's getting stacked by the day. A lot of trios matches. And if those trios matches are fire, you're going to suffer from, like, if the match prior to your match was on top, you're going to hope that the crowd's not going to be tired or exhausted, because then it's going to be dead silence, which sucks. It's not the performer's fault. It's just like, how can you come after that? Right. You feel me? But I like this. I would think they were going to tear it down. I hope they tear it down, because I feel like this feud is really good. So we'll see.
I definitely agree with you.
Who do you think's going to win?
As much as I want to say Ricky Starks, at the same time, I think Powerhouse Hobbs is going to pull it off. It's definitely. I
feel the same.
It's definitely one of those things where you want the guy who's quote unquote suffering, the good guy in the sense. You know what I'm saying? You always want the good guy to win. Mm-hmm. But in this case, and trying to kind of be ahead of the swerve curve. You see what I did there? I think Powerhouse Hobbs is gonna pull it off. So we'll see. We'll see. Ricky may do it, but my money's on Hobbs. Unfortunately, I mean I like Hobbs too, but still, because that spine buster.
Yeah, I like Hobbs too, but yeah, they're probably gonna do like the sympathetic babyface kind of journey, similar to how they did with Hangman Adam Page. They'll do that for a while, create more in-depth story with that, or long-term storytelling with that, and then we'll just see. Like, he'll get his big title run probably as TNT champion, but for right now, it's all Hobbs right now. So.
Yeah, and actually, there are a few things that I do want to talk about, but that can actually wait. So the 24th AEW Dynamite, there were 4 matches on the card, and there were about 2 or 3 segments. So Dax Harwood versus Jay Lethal, Billy Gunn versus his son Colton Gunn. And then we had Death Triangle versus William Ospreay and Aussie Open, a.k.a. the United Empire. And then, of course, we had CM Punk, former, at the time, current AEW champion, versus Jon Moxley, the AEW Interim World Champion, because CM Punk was injured with a foot injury. And CM Punk versus Jon Moxley, they actually had a match to where both titles were going to be put together, and they were going to be known as the AEW Undisputed World Champion. I'm going to talk about that match last, but the real match I really want to talk about was Death Triangle versus the United Empire. Holy shit, that was a 7-star match. And, dog, look, as much as so this is really my first time really seeing a trios title there's a fucking can't speak. What's the words? Tournament. There we go. And Death Triangle versus the United Empire was fucking phenomenal. And for those who don't know who is in this group called Death Triangle, we have the Bastard Pac, and we have Rey Fenix, and what's his name?
Penta!
Penta! Fuck! But yeah, bro, there were a lot of great spots in this match. It definitely kept you on your toes. Every time you thought that it was going to be over, it wasn't. And I just thought that the amount of O's that we did in that match was just amazing. William Ospreay is 10 out of 10 wrestling. I wouldn't even say a wrestling god, but as far as like the best being, he's 10 out of 10. Pac, another underrated person who is actually currently the All-Atlantic AEW champion, is someone who's underrated as well. And Penta, Ray Phoenix, Kyle Fletcher, Mark Davis,
Lucha Bros.
All these guys are just so fucking talented, and the fact that and mind you, the United Empire, they're all in New Japan, and this is kind of going back to what I've been saying about the business, the partnership that AEW has with all these other companies. Is like what the fuck? Like I don't like, this is something that I feel like the forbidden door has been open, right? Because AEW's already been working with Impact, Ring of Honor, all these other promotions, and so far so good right now with New Japan. So I don't know, man. I just think it's just that match was just wild. What do you have to say about it?
What a treat that was to put on free television. Because that was definitely a main event caliber pay-per-view, premium live event caliber match. It wasn't a 4-star, it wasn't a 5-star, it wasn't a 6-star, it was exactly how you said it. That was a 7-star match. That is easily match of the year, like, obviously by my standards because I just said it. But who could argue the amount of storytelling, the amount of spots, the amount of drama, the length that it got? Ooh. This was like a 25-minute match.
It did not feel like 25 minutes. It felt at the most.
We were surprised that it main evented, but we're not mad at it.
Yeah, definitely felt. And it's another one of those things too, especially with trios matches. For this one, there are some matches that feel kind of dragged, feel kind of, like there are some good spots, but then it's like, okay, can this be over so we can get to the real deal? But no, I with both of us watching it, it definitely didn't feel dragged out. It kept us thoroughly entertained all the way through, and it was just phenomenal. And once again, going back to it, 7 stars, and and what actually happened after the fact. Okay, so also the United Empire had beaten Death Triangle because, quite honestly, I didn't know who was gonna win. I was rooting for actually both teams. So, and even though Will's my boy, like I was hoping he was gonna pull the W off, and he did. But what happened after the fact is what I really want to talk about. So the Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks come out, and they kind of face off, the United Empire and the Elite. Now, what happens after? This was actually off air because that actually happened to be the main event. Hold on, let me pull this up right quick. Hold on. Because the promos that they cut for each other was just fucking scathing, dude. And so, okay, so this is what happened. So Kenny Omega came out, and he was, kind of telling everyone in the AEW audience to give, the New Japan, quote unquote newbies, and a wonderful AEW welcome. And so, Kenny is kind of just, kind of getting into Will's ass a little bit. And he had said, "Thank these people for giving us their time tonight. Now that you guys are in the big leagues, that's just one of your daily duties. See if you can handle the responsibility, Will. Hopefully you can handle it a little better than filling my shoes in New Japan." Yikes. Yikes. So Williams retaliation. These are his words. I didn't know the cleaner was a puss. Fill your shoes. The way I see things is in a short time. I've been in New Japan. Wait, I can't read for some reason. Let's start that from the beginning, shall we? He said, I didn't know the cleaner was a puss. Fill your shoes. The way I see things in a short time, I've been in New Japan. You've done more, you fragile bitch. Kenny Omega was wearing a t-shirt when he came back. What's the matter? Hiding that belly of yours? Are your abs gone, brother? Is that what it is? Look at you, covered in tape. I just did the G1, went to the final, another 5 stars. While I've been working, you've been sitting down and getting the Young Bucks to wipe your ass. Face it, you guys have a wonderful empire here, but it wouldn't be this good because you invited me to come over here. Money where your mouth is. Next week, United Empire versus the Elite. So, obviously, Kenny didn't like those words, right? So, kind of to continue and kind of shorten a little bit, he was continuing, going back and forth with Will, talking about, I did the G1 in front of sold out crowds, and you did the final in front of, 3,000 people? And he had also said, and yes, you lost to Okada, big deal. I've also lost to Okada too, but I've also beaten Okada on the biggest stage of them all. And guess what? That match that I'm talking about, that's the one everyone calls the best of all time. Something no one ever says about your matches. In fact, no one can even remember your matches. And you see, well, I gave you the impossible test of filling my shoes. Maybe I shouldn't give you a pair of shoes when you haven't still grown out of your diapers. And obviously Will didn't like that, and they were gonna face off from what it seems. And so my thing is, now for me, I haven't seen Kenny Omega and Will Ospreay face each other in a 1v1. I would definitely like that. There have been a few instances where I've seen online that apparently William Ospreay is a spot boy. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, they're both so nimble, so agile in the ring, where it's like, if these two were to really face off against one another, you really wouldn't be able to tell who would win. Like, that would be a true 7-star, maybe 8-star fucking match, if I'm gonna go that high. Because they're just so fucking, they're just that great, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, kind of just going off of that, this trios match between those two, especially seeing them in the ring together, that's going to be big. And obviously we know who's going to come out on top for the trios titles, and that's going to be the Elite. Now, if that doesn't happen, then holy shit. But other than that, I'm just really excited to see where this goes between the two. Hopefully we can see Kenny Omega, William Ospreay down the line. I would love to see that happen. You have my money and my time. I'm just happy to be a wrestling fan. So there's that.
First of all, this segment is so salivating because they are, AEW is sitting on literally a clinic with this feud, this little mini feud that they have, because the Elite versus United Empire is already just, they're going to tear the house down. But after that, it's going to be Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay down the line. The problem is you don't want to wait too long, but at the same time, maybe you do want to wait maybe you want to wait a little bit, like have people salivate over the thought of that. That whole segment was amazing, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to highlight some key points. Wow, English is not my first language. Couldn't you tell? So, first of all, with Kenny Omega saying, well, now that we're off the air, before I even get into that, Kenny Omega is way more intelligent than we give him credit for. This man is not called a wrestling god for no reason. Not only is he a god in the ring as far as physical capability, but his intellect is crazy. He can story tell his ass off to the point he will tell you anything and you will believe it. Oh, we're off the air. He knows this is going to go on YouTube, or it's gonna go in the internet stratosphere. Why did AEW put that promo after it went off the air? Because they know they want you to keep fine-tune of the story. Otherwise, they want to put it up there, right? So they know what they're doing. Kenny Omega at the same time is putting eyes on Will Ospreay if there already weren't. The fact that, oh, no one could remember your matches, now people are going to look at Will Ospreay's matches and see how great he is, further increasing the value of their match down the line. So they're going to make next week AEW Dynamite must see just for that match alone. The Elite versus United Empire, this is way bigger than the tournament itself because this has implications after the fact. Now, at the same time, they also are storytelling. They're also telegraphing other stories. Now, there's a swerve that I did not see coming, and it came in the form of AEW Rampage, the House of Black versus the Dark Order. The Dark Order won. And the hidden storyline, if you want to break it down a bit, so apparently there was a mystery partner for the Dark Order. It was going to be John Silver, it was going to be Alex Reynolds, I believe, and then who else in the Dark Order was going to be there? It happened to be 10. 10, quote unquote, had like an issue with his leg. They won the match, but is 10 going to be 100% come the pay-per-view at All Out? What if he's not 100%? Who's going to be the fill-in? Hangman Adam Page. Hangman with the Dark Order versus the Elite at All Out. That's going to be story-filled as well, or storytelling fulfilled as well. So you see, like, they're creating long-term storytelling without you even realizing it. And so on top of the Elite gonna win, or maybe the Dark Order could win. Maybe the Dark Order could win. They're creating this whole atmosphere of, you know what? I could see the Dark Order winning. Because if on paper, if you see the Dark Order versus the Elite, you're gonna assume the Elite's gonna win, right?
Right.
What if they don't? If they actually slide in Adam Page to fill in for 10 as the Dark Order, you're gonna have like, wow, the Dark Order could win. And then now we have the focus of United Empire versus the Elite again. But now it's Omega versus Ospreay for real, for real. So how are you going to do that? Kenny is planting these seeds and y'all don't even know. They are creating all this momentum and build up. And I'm just salivating because I'm like, this is going to be fire. Because after one match, you have this other match after, and then this other match after. It's just like, I'm here for everything. This is why storytelling is so good, and Kenny is a genius at planting them seeds, bro.
And I love the fact that you are actually talking about Kenny Omega right now. Because right before you had called me, I'm actually watching a bit of a documentary based on Kenny Omega called God of Wrestling, the Kenny Omega story so far. And, dude, like, I already knew who Kenny Omega was. I knew a little bit of his background. But really, like, showing everything that he's been through in the wrestling scene, like, it's fucking crazy. I didn't even know that he actually tried out in WWE in the early 2000s. But he wasn't fucking with... because I think the way he described it, that it was kind of, I don't want to say degrading, but on how they were like treating certain wrestlers back then. But he just wasn't, he just didn't like the atmosphere. So he wanted his release, and they granted it in 2006. So I didn't even know he was in there for that long. So from there on out, he. So from there on out, he was kind of, after that, he kind of felt a little lost. He tried his hand in UFC, jiu-jitsu, grappling, and stuff like that. But then, you know, he kind of decided to go back. And, you know, that's when, around that time, him and Kota Ibushi started linking up, and they started wrestling, and then, you know, the rest is history from there, because, you know, a lot of people know about those two. So yeah, so kind of going back to what you were talking about as far as the storytelling aspect when it comes to Kenny Omega. Yes, Kenny is fucking intelligent. When it comes to storytelling, he knows what he wants. He knows what he's doing, what he's saying. He's saying certain shit for a reason. And kind of going with that as well, like with him and Adam Page, their story, I feel like, isn't even really truly over. Because him and Hangman actually had, they were tag team champions at one point, and then they lost the titles to FTR, and then Kenny ended up beating Moxley for the world title, and him and Heyman actually started feuding, and there was a lot of little turmoil there because Heyman was kind of going through it, lost his confidence, and he was just struggling, internally, and so with all that going on, Heyman actually fulfilled his dream from day one, and he became AEW champion. And I'm also leaving another part out. He actually, he was befriended by the Dark Order as well. So, I thought that was actually really dope, because I didn't really see that coming after with, the surprise passing of Brody Lee, rest in peace. I thought that was really cool that they did that. And so, with all that being said, the fact that you brought up Heyman coming out and having the Elite face him, that would be great, because once again, that story, it's not over between those two. What the fuck? So if we see that happen, then here we go. I'm down for the ride. But as far as Ospreay and Omega go, with the Elite and the United Empire, that's gonna blow the roof off the place. At least I hope it does, because it's kind of hard to not have certain expectations for certain matches or certain wrestlers, and they don't meet them. But I don't want to be that kind of fan. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So,
you know what else I thought about?
What'd you say?
So we're over here talking about, the United Empire, the Dark Order, and the Elite. Now, after those feuds are not necessarily over with, but once we've seen glimpses of that, what's waiting right around the corner?
What?
The Elite versus Undisputed.
Oh,
Adam Cole,
shit! I forgot
Kyle O'Reilly.
about that.
Yup, and Bobby Fish come back, because that's another top tier feud. Adam Cole versus Kenny Omega. They're probably gonna run that before Omega versus Ospreay, but that's coming as well. So look at this.
But you see, the thing about that is because oh my god. Okay, so everybody, literally all these guys that we just mentioned, they have a history with each other. The reason why they have that history is because they were a part of a certain club, a part of a certain group known as the Bullet Club. And the Bullet Club, they took over. Literally. So, the fact that you mentioned it, I forgot about the fucking Undisputed Era.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So, okay, so, all right.
You see it's so amazing to be a wrestling fan right now.
And you see, okay, so we really have two other we really got some storylines. We really do, because, like I said, the Hangman storyline with the Dark Order, and Kenny, oh my god, bro, Kenny is a fucking genius. But, I mean, once again, it really plays a part in how it's written. We have to see how that's played, how that comes into fruition, because that also matters too. Now, because they have such creative freedom, I don't see any issues with that. Obviously, because of what we've seen with Kenny and Will on the mic. So that was already 10 out of 10. That kind of got you amped up to see. Okay, let's see what's going to happen next week or this week rather. So I'm here for it. I still think if they don't do William versus I keep saying William. If they don't do Will versus Kenny Omega first, then they're gonna have to run it back at the very least because they have to do a one-on-one.
Oh, definitely,
most definitely, and then we're gonna see the Adam Cole versus Kenny. Oh man, this is gonna be crazy. I want to see all of that happen. So
nutty, bruv. Nutty, bruv.
Nutty, bruv. I ain't gonna lie, Will's accent was kind of thick. There was a moment where I couldn't understand what he was saying.
Yeah, it's hella thick, ain't it?
What the fuck you
that
talking
boy
about?
is born and bred in Britain, bro.
Born and bred. Because when he was, what's wrong, brother? Will, slow down your words, bruv.
I'm like, sir, can you please run that back?
Mm-hmm. Before we get into the next topic, who would you say... Now, this goes in all promotions, right? Now, if you do choose within a certain promotion who your favorite wrestler is, then that's fine too. But top 5, and I'll give you my top 5 too, but top 5 wrestlers, go.
You mean across all promotions, the top 5 wrestlers?
Like, it can be from any promotion, that's what I'm saying. Whether it's... Okay, so how about this? How about we do this? Top 5 favorite wrestlers of all time.
Oh, that's... I need some time for that one. All time?
All time.
Are we talking about, like, what are the parameters? Like, we're talking, like, when you hear this person, there's, like, an undeniable fact that they're one of the greatest of all time?
That they're one of the greatest.
Are we talking, like, athleticism? Are we talking, like...
They're the best.
Okay.
Now, also...
I got you.
Now, also, this is your opinion as well. So...
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah. So... It can be...
I'm just the dude in the room doing a podcast with another dude in his room.
You said what?
I'm just a dude in his room doing a podcast with his bruv who's also in their room. You feel me? Like, This is just opinions.
There we go. So, I'm here for it, bro.
All right, top 5. And this is not in any order at all. This is just... I gotta put my boy The Undertaker in there.
Woo!
You talking about the greatest of all time? When you hear The Undertaker, everybody knows who The Undertaker is, bruv. Got me talking like Will Ospreay now. You just know that man is just in there. Okay, another one. Let's see. Ooh, you really okay. The Rock. Come on now.
Okay, yes, sir. Okay.
Just like athletic ability, cutting legendary promos, just a mega star. Everywhere he went, he was just a star, except for the NFL. We ain't gonna talk about that one. But you just know, like, The Rock is just one of the greatest of all time. Stone Cold. Come on now.
Yeah.
Come on.
I got you.
Yeah. Like, say less. Come on, Celebrity Deathmatch. His feuds with that old decrepit bastard, whatever. Just moment after moment, just like Stone Cold. It's just, that's a badass. Now, I know those were like 3 off of. See. Okay, we're talking all time because some people are still in their time, like they're still going.
Yep.
If it was top 5 present, that's different. But all time.
I mean, I don't want to switch up now, so we can do present and past. Yes.
Nah, see, that's different. You can't just put 5 in there. You really have to take some time. In my opinion. You know what?
It is your opinion.
If that's the case,
yeah.
If that's the case, then you know what? I'm gonna throw Kenny Omega, obviously.
Okay. That's 4.
And then I'm gonna throw in Seth freaking Rollins.
Ooh. Okay, so for your top 5, we got Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Seth Rollins, and then we have Kenny Omega, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I guess it's my turn.
Here we go. Let me hear it.
All right. So this is gonna seem kind of surprising, but my first pick, I gotta give it to Triple H.
Okay, I'm not mad at that.
I mean, he's the game. He's done it all. His run, especially 99 to 2002, was just, especially when he teamed up with Austin, bro. The 2-man power trip. Oh my god, they was dead ass dominating.
Dog, that was a good team.
I'm kind of sad that it ended the way it did, but I mean he injured himself, unfortunately. But
yeah,
that run that they had together and the feud they had with Kane and Undertaker, whoo, that was great. So we got Triple H. I gotta go with my brother, my dog Randy Orton, the Legend Killer himself. I'm gonna go with Jay White, Switchblade.
Okay.
Obviously William Ospreay because I fuck with him. And then the last one. Ooh.
What we talking?
Damn, I kind of opened it. Okay.
Wait, hold up. You had said Triple H. You had said Jay White. You had said Will Ospreay. What was the fourth?
Randy Orton.
Ooh. Okay.
And then the last.
Who got the last spot, bro? Who got the last spot?
You know, if I'm gonna be 100% honest, I'm gonna have to go with Kenny Omega as well. Because
I thought he was about to say Roman Reigns. I was about to say that.
he's more on my top 10. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Anyway,
I ain't gonna lie. But as far as, I mean, we already talked about why Kenny's the best. You know what I'm saying? Top 5. Now, if we were doing top 3, I don't even know. It would still be one of those 5 guys that I mentioned. But still, those are our top 5s. Don't shoot us.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was pretty much the talk of what's going on in AEW right now. Oh, actually, we didn't even finish. Let's talk about fucking the match of Jon Moxley versus CM Punk. That match, you know, I'm gonna let you go first since I've been kind of because you gave me your perspective on it, and you kept telling me, but it just didn't sit right with me. So I want to let you go off this one.
Okay, so for those of you that did not catch the unification bout for the AEW Undisputed Heavyweight Championship of the world,
yes,
it kind of came out of nowhere. Even the week prior, they announced it. It was like, oh, we're not gonna say this until All Out. We're gonna do this next week on Dynamite, which was August the 24th. I'm like, oh wow, that's kind of a swerve, but I'm here for it. That's obviously gonna be the main event. Let's see, like, they're gonna do this, but it kind of does leave the hole of like, okay, are y'all gonna do a rematch at All Out? Like, what's the world title picture gonna be when you come to the pay-per-view?
Right.
So they have this match, right? First of all, they said the AEW unification bout is up next, and it's not the main event. So already, Red Flag City. What's about to happen? Because this is not going to be a clean thing. This is going to be something crazy. They're going to pull out either a DQ or someone's going to come out and just do something crazy, i.e. MJF, right? So, because it's in All Out. Or you have implications of the main event at All Out, which is like in 2 weeks' time at the time. Mm-hmm. It's in Chicago. You know we're going to make some noise. You know this is the roof has to blow off the joint. You have to basically recreate the same magic that you did the year prior.
And you guys know how
and
to
that was already crazy.
You guys in Chicago, you guys know how to be fucking. You guys know how to be an audience, dog, and
yes, we do.
I've been from what I've seen, you know, because I've never been in a Chicago anything. I mean, I've been to Chicago a lot. I've been there a few times. Obviously, you know that because we've hung out together.
Mm-hmm.
But
yes, sir.
But just seeing you guys, just like you guys are just so fucking electric, and I love that about you guys. So you guys, y'all know how to be fans.
Yeah, we gonna tell you our mind. We're gonna cheer. We're gonna boo as loud as we feel. So we're gonna give you the energy as far as like fans. Yeah. So it comes to the bout, right? And it seems kind of rushed. Now, when it comes to like a heavyweight bout, especially when it comes to CM Punk versus Jon Moxley, right? Now, in weeks prior, they were feuding. They were backstage brawling in front, like in the ring, brawling multiple occasions. I'm like, they are hyping this up. Mm-hmm. So it comes down to the bout. Usually, you would expect it to be dramatic, have like an over-the-top entrance. You're gonna soak up some time, right? Like, you're not just gonna like, okay, I'm gonna call this person, like, here we go. I'm like, no, you're gonna make this as dramatic as possible. The entrances alone were kind of quick. And you have to watch wrestling long enough to know, like, that's kind of weird, but I'm gonna give it the benefit of a doubt. Let's see what's gonna happen. CM Punk's entrance was short, and he came out first. I'm like, that's kind of weird. So then Moxley came out. They really didn't do like the standard in this. I don't think they've done this. Maybe I got to run it back. In this corner, we have this person, and in this corner, we have this person.
Did. I think they did.
You want to drag this out, build the drama. It's like, here we go, Mario. Right?
Here we go.
Ding, ding, ding. They out here rushing, throwing bombs or whatever, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, something don't feel right. Like, I don't know what this finish is going to be, but it's just like, what is going on? And then you have the spot. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and mind you, just to let you guys know, and you know, I was excited to see how the fuck this was going to play out. I was shocked that they were, you know, I was shocked twice. Number one, that this wasn't a main event. And two, I think it was the third match on the card. Because you would have thought...
the third or the fourth.
You would have thought that, number one, it's the World Heavyweight Championship. Or it's the World Championship. Right? And then you have a trios match. Mm-hmm. You would think the trios match would have been third, and then the main event would have been the world title match. But no, it was fucking. It was switched around. So I kind of felt something wrong, but I was still excited to see how this was gonna play out. And you know, we had our theories. Like you said, someone was gonna come out, fuck the match up, and I was gonna be that. I'm gonna let you continue. Because I'm still hot.
Oh my god. So they're over here they're doing the bout. Mm-hmm. The energy is there. I'm like, okay, like this is for real. Like, but there was just something in the air. You know this is not going to be clean. Something crazy has to happen. And the cool thing about AEW is that they don't rely on DQs. They don't rely on countouts. Basically, they don't do what WWE has been doing for like the past 2 decades. Mm-hmm. Right? So if they do a DQ, I'm like, okay, this is going to further set up for the pay-per-view at All Out, bringing in even more drama, right? Punk does a move. He does a roundhouse. And mind you, the injured foot was on his right, I believe.
Yes. And he's done this move so many fucking times. You know what? Go, bro. I'm sorry.
He does the roundhouse, and for some reason, he tweaks his knee, or he tweaks his leg, or whatever. And automatically, I'm like, oh boy. Either they're going to drag this out, and Punk is going to sell this leg for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes or whatever. You're going to get the drama out, yada, 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 whatever. No. Moxley is all over Punk. I'm like, Hold on, something ain't right. Like, what's going on? He hits a Death Rider. I'm like, ain't no way. What is going on?
Fuck
I'm
out
like,
of here.
He's not I'm like, okay, I'm MJF. Where you at? Like, something's gotta happen. If it's gonna happen, it has to happen right now. Moxley picks him up, hits him with a second Death Rider. I'm like, bro, ain't no way. What is going on? Hold on. One, nope, something's gonna happen. Two, no, something's gonna happen. Three, ain't no way. What's happening? What's happening? Not only did Moxley win, which is, I'm not mad about it. If Moxley was gonna win, I was cool with it. But the problem was that this was a squash match. This match clocked in at 3 minutes for a world championship heavyweight bout between Punk and Moxley. What?
I'm about to talk so much
in Cleveland. So which is Moxley territory. I'm like, so the crowd was kind of divided. Like, they were shocked, but they were also hyped that Moxley won, hometown hero. I'm like, okay, you got the excitement, but at the same time, everyone is equally in shock. Like, what the hell what just happened?
I'm fucking furious. I'm furious. I'm like I said, I'm gonna let you finish.
Why you furious though?
Bro, get the fuck. Okay, alright, I'm spitting all over my keyboard. Alright. Dog. CM Punk. Not World Heavyweight Champion. You know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. World Heavyweight Champion.
He is a world champion.
Jon Moxley, interim world champion. Mind you, they had a fucking heated ass promo the week before. Fire ass promo. Where both these motherfuckers, it was literally like, and a lot of people were doing a lot of Rock versus Steve Austin comparisons. And I've sent you, Ghost, a couple of those tribute videos that people were editing,
yes, you have,
making, and it was so fucking fire, bro, to the point where I was like, yes, on my Daniel Bryan shit, or Bryan Danielson, whatever the fuck his name is now, bro. I'm fucking mad, dude. I was fucking on 10. I was ready for this match, and we've talked about it. Whoever came out of this champion, I was going to be cool with. I fuck with Jon Moxley. I fuck with CM Punk. But at the same time, seeing like you said, how everything was kind of rushed, it's just like you said, something felt wrong. It didn't really feel right. You know, my first instinct was, like you said, MJF's going to come back. He has to. Now, MJF hasn't been in the wrestling scene in, it's been what, a few months now since he dropped that pipe bomb?
I believe since June,
July, August. So it's almost 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, we're thinking like, okay, MJF's gonna come out and he's gonna surprise us, and they're gonna make it a triple threat match. I'm cool with that. MJF, he doesn't need a title, but if he was going to win his first title, it would be the world title. And I would be okay with that. CM Punk, like he said, hits him with a roundhouse kick, a move he's done so many fucking times. And the injury was in his right foot. And he hit... No. The injury was in his left. Was it his... No, it was his right foot. Because when he circled around, he kicked Moxley in the head with his left. But the thing is, what kind of bothers me was how it happened. Now, I'm not sure if he put too much pressure on his right foot to where his foot had gave out. But it's just a little weird to, like, if you know you're not 100%, why the fuck would you come back and put your title on knowing that you're gonna get fucked, right? Because Moxley doesn't give a fuck. He will take you whether you're 100%, 80%, 50%. He's gonna fuck you up. That's the kind of person Moxley is. And don't get me wrong, I love that about Moxley. He doesn't give a fuck. He's true to himself and he's true to the game. I love that. And like you said, after Punk tweaks his foot or whatever, Moxley's going in on him. Hits him with 2 fucking Death Riders. And then 1, 2, 3, and that's it. And so me being who I am, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this trash? No. Punk, I was expecting Punk to do some heel turn shit. I was expecting him to I thought he was faking it. Truthfully. And so, with all that shit going on, I'm like, there's no fucking way that Moxley... I mean, once again, going back to what I said, I don't give a fuck if Moxley would have won. I don't care if Punk won. I'm cool because I fuck with both wrestlers. But it's the way that it happened, bruv. It's the way that it happened is what upset me. Now, I'm pretty sure that it's a work. but at the same time, you could have did something a little bit different to where it wasn't gonna piss me off the way I'm pissed off right now. Because there's no fucking way. There's just no way it makes sense to fucking do that. Like, oh my god, bro. So yeah, Moxley's world champion now. He's undisputed champion. Punk's fucking injured, quote unquote. And so, yeah, that's going on. And I don't even know. Are they still supposed to be facing off in All Out? Because if they are, great, cool, I'm cool with that. But at the same time, I kind of don't like it because okay. My other issue with this is the fact that they're facing each other on TV, right? When in reality, that shit was really supposed to be held off for All Out, so we could kind of see and have an actual great fucking match. But no, they put it off on TV, and I think what they're doing, if they do this, they're setting up for Punk to win, just for MJF to come back and take the title off of him. If they do that, that's smart. But at the same time, kind of don't want that to happen. But that's what I'm sensing, right? My nigga senses are tingling. So, so that's what I'm looking at. You know, money moves. I mean, let's not act like this shit hasn't happened. But that's what I'm looking at. And that's my take on it. That's how I feel about it, and that's enough of me. That's enough. Yeah,
bruv.
Yeah.
They are working you, bruv. They working you to the bone, to the T. You know why? Because there are a couple key points that people, mind you, our reactions were in spur of the moment, right when it happened. So now that it's been a little bit, we processed some ideas and tried to see, trying to justify what's going on. I'm about to throw something at you, and I feel like this is very feasible. This is something that they would do this for.
Okay.
Check this out. They pulled that August 24th.
Yes.
Right? All Out is September 4th, which leaves one more Dynamite until the pay-per-view. Now, obviously, all eyes are going to be they're going to be on Dynamite for more than this reason. I mean, the trios thing, that's going to main event for sure.
Yeah.
But they're going to be like, whoa, what happened with the world title picture? Why did it happen? I gotta tune in. I gotta see what's happening. But even before that, on Rampage, they put a CM Punk backstage update. If he was truly injured, they wouldn't do that. But they did that. So this is definitely a work, but they're going to make you tune in to Wednesday to see, what's Moxley going to say? Is Punk going to confront Moxley? Obviously, it's going to be Punk versus Moxley for the title at All Out. But it's not going to be one-on-one. This is going to be a triple threat. They're going to insert a returning MJF because under not new contract capabilities, but if you want MJF to be back on TV, if you want these ratings to really pop, you're going to have to sweeten the deal a bit. Put him directly into the title picture. MJF versus Moxley versus Punk, All Out, main event. MJF becomes the new AEW champion by pinning CM Punk.
If they don't fucking do that,
or making him tap,
I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be fucking livid.
and and that's cool. And you're gonna do it in Chicago too. Punk loses in Chicago again at the main event for the title. The crowd's gonna be fucking crazy, chaotic, and lit, but the ratings are going to be insane.
And let me just say this right quick. If they do that, smart fucking move. There's no reason why. No reason why they shouldn't do that. I say that because it would blow the fucking roof off the place. Especially since MJF and CM Punk have fucking history. And then with John, and then let's not even fucking forget MJF and John Moxley faced off for the world title, and of course MJF lost. But let's fucking face facts, bro. Like, dude, that would be, oh my god. Like, I don't think people really understand the fucking the beauty in this. And yes, I did just go off, but at the same time, like, there's no reason to why certain things are happening the way it is. But at the same time, everything happens for a reason, and I get that, and I love that. You know what I'm saying? But come on.
What if Theory cashes in at Clash at the Castle?
Then I am not.
Bro, I'm gonna be hot.
Yeah, I mean, oh my god. I mean, dog.
Drew wins, but he gets cast on.
But you see, my thing is there's the storytelling. If Cody was never injured, I don't want to say by now he would have been champion, but
no, by now he would have been.
You think he would have been champion by now?
Yeah, they were gonna make him champion at SummerSlam if he didn't get injured.
Oh, for fuck's sake! Okay, so all right, now this is where the theories start coming in. No pun intended. Fuck that guy.
Pun intended.
But so I ran this by you one time, and I think I'm gonna go on our messages. Because I said it.
Okay. I
said it like very thoroughly on how it happens. Okay, hold on, because this ain't here. So this is one of the things that I had sent you. Seth wins Money in the Bank again. Seth cashes in at Clash of the Castle, and Cody returns and wins the Royal Rumble. Rollins versus Rhodes, the 4th. So that was one of the things that I saw that I'd sent to you. Now, one of the things that I had said was Seth never truly lost when he had faced Roman. I think it was it Payback? I don't know if it was Payback or not.
Nope, it was at the Royal Rumble.
It was at the Royal Rumble? Okay.
No, it was no, it was.
Was it Royal Rumble?
I believe. Yeah, because the two titles were separate. It was going to be Brock Lesnar versus Bobby Lashley.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Reigns versus Seth.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so it was a Rumble. So Seth never lost, right? He won via disqualification and hasn't had a chance to face Roman for the title correctly, right? Mm-hmm. So what my thing is, he should still have a rematch clause. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Perfect.
I mean, if you want to go by those rules, then yeah.
Then, yeah, he should still have his rematch clause. And, like I said, he never truly lost. So, after that whole spiel with Drew happens, he finally is like, hey, Roman, you forgot about me, big bro? I still got my rematch clause. It's time for me and you to go again for what, the fifth, sixth time already? I beat you. If not both titles, then one title. I'm cool with whatever. Or Cody comes back from his injury, wins the Royal Rumble, and then we get Seth versus Cody. Cody takes the title off of Seth. Cody wins his first WWE title for his dad.
Mm-hmm.
That would make the most sense. I can see Hunter making a similar move to it, if not the same. I have a little bit more confidence in him than I did previously, because of, Vince still being in power and whatnot. But my eyes are open. I would like to see all this happen, and that's all I'm gonna go by that.
All right, I like it. I feel like they protected the Reigns Rollins thing a lot, like for a long while. Every time they squared up post, I guess when Roman left, like they really protected that feud specifically, because that's one of those feuds. It's either or. Either one could win. When it came to Rollins versus Reigns at the Royal Rumble, I'm like, I could see Rollins winning. Like he could dethrone him versus like telegraphic kind of feuds that you can kind of see from a mile away. I'm like, well, obviously Reigns is going to win. But I'm like, when it comes to, and look at their interactions. Every time they interact, Reigns really doesn't have to say anything, or he doesn't say anything. I'm like, they're protecting this a lot to where they meet up again. It's that magic. Like, you don't know. You could definitely believe that Rollins is going to win. Now, Cody and Rollins, they're definitely going to run that again.
They have to.
With Karrion Kross now in the picture. Now, he's supposedly going to be pushed up to main event.
Ooh.
So he could see a Universal Championship reign before the year is over. But it's going to come at the question, how are they going to separate the two? How are we going to get there? Because you're going to separate the two, but how? How are they going to do it? It's just, I could see the situation with Paul Heyman, like, okay, Karrion, you're in the main event, but you're only going to get one championship, not both. And I don't understand how they're going to separate the two unless, like, they just said flat out, like, hey, Roman, you're going to defend both. Maybe that's Survivor Series. Roman, you have to defend both titles in 2 separate matches.
Oh, shit.
If they're going to do the traditional, like, championship versus championship, well, Roman, you're not having the night off. You have to defend both on the same night. Ooh, that's a way to do it.
I'm here for it. And you know what's crazy? I'm glad that you brought that up, because I was really thinking, like, how are they going to make this work? Because if Roman has both titles, then how is he has no one to face. But now, like you said, he has to. Okay, so are they gonna have contenders? Because
you gotta have to,
bro. There's no fucking way. I mean, look, Roman's he's that guy, of course. But at the same time, there's no way that you're gonna be 100% to hold your title. You're gonna defend your title twice. The first time, I can see you being successful. The second, not so much, So I can definitely see. I can see him. Okay, so if they're doing a Universal Championship match first, I can see him retaining. I can see him retaining his Universal Championship, but the WWE Championship, I can see him losing, for sure.
He's gonna lose that to Seth.
And who?
Seth's gonna keep it until WrestleMania. Cody's gonna come back at the Rumble, win. Seth versus Cody.
We're calling this shit already. If they do it, if they do it, we said it first.
There you go.
We said it first. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, bro. I'm excited too. Now, let's talk about something other than wrestling. We've been talking about the topic. We've been on the topic for about a good minute now. Let's talk about something that has nothing to do with wrestling. Let's talk about something that everybody knows about, and if you don't know about it, now you know. Go ahead and check it out. Ruby. Ghost, I want to talk about your experience so far with Ruby, how it came across to you, and how do you feel about the environment as a whole? Also, no spoilers. I'll kill you. You can go.
Okay. Ruby came into my stratosphere of YouTube that we're going to have a separate podcast to talk about that whole situation.
Got you.
But, yep, because we got some things to talk about on that one. But Ruby came originally from a Patreon request that I have from a friend, and he recommended me to listen to one of the songs and the soundtrack. I have listened to many volumes of the show, not one song missed. But I was requested to listen to this song, and I was like, this is fire. Don't know a thing about the show, but I like the art style. The music was fire. It surprised me like crazy. So I'm like, you know what? I like this. I'm going to keep this show in my immediate radius. I want to check out this show. I got requested again to react to the trailers. I'm like, oh, so this is what the show looks like. This is fire. I think I'm going to actually start this show on my own free time. Now that I posted those 2 videos, I'm starting to get a community, or the community, the fandom is starting to reach my channel. Like, hey, I liked your reaction to the trailer and the music. Are you going to react to the show? Because I would love to see it. I'm like, you know what? Let me do a couple episodes and let me see what this show is about. Because I love it. My intrigue gland is pulsating. Pause, maybe. But I'm like, this is cool. I'm starting to react to the show. This show is fire. And more traffic is coming into the channel. I'm like, I'm really enjoying myself. This is great. That was volume 1. I am now at the end of volume 6. And it's been a ride. I've loved the show. I love the soundtracks. I love the community. It's really great.
Okay.
But someone else has also been reacting to Ruby, which is yourself.
Yep, your boy. I've been reacting to Ruby for shit. How long has it been now? Shit, damn, I don't want to leave this thing. Let's see.
Quick maps.
Yeah, I'm about to be that guy. Hold on, let me check. Ooh, nope.
For it, brother.
I've been reacting to Ruby for about a month, and I'm already... Well, technically, I'm finished with Volume 3, so I'll be on Volume 4 sometime this week. So I've actually talked to you, Ghost, about Ruby, and what were your feelings about it? And at first, I kept asking you, I was like, hey, I haven't really seen your reactions, but I've only watched, bits and pieces because I want to try to get into the show as well. And I didn't really know how I would feel about it because I was like, well, you're really successful in this, so I feel it'd be kind of weird to kind of just hop on pause, you know what I'm saying? So he was like,
oh my goodness,
at the end of the day, bro, do you? I would love to see your reaction to it. I think that you excel in this, so go ahead and give it a shot. And I was like, all right, cool. So started reacting to Ruby, and I love it. I love everything about this show. I too kind of built the same little community in a sense. Everyone is very chill, super respectful. They definitely know how to hype you up when it comes to certain scenes, if not episodes that you've reacted to. I love that. Kind of got into the toxic side a little bit, but I try not to pay that any mind because, I have other shit to worry about. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But yeah, this show is fucking amazing. I never thought that I would actually get into a show that has actually been around this long and feel the way I feel about certain characters. You know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too, is that you actually build, I wouldn't say you build a relationship, but you build a connection to these characters, right? So as I'm saying that, spoiler alert to anyone who wants to watch this show, if you've gotten this far, don't listen. So I finished volume 3 about maybe a week ago, and you actually had told me, you was like, yo, listen, when you get a chance, because we were actually podcasting, and you had said, we gotta end it, I need you to watch this finale. You have to watch it and then call me back. And mind you, I was already fucking stressed out from the previous 2 episodes that I had watched already, because
yes, sir.
For me, I want to save the finale. I want to have that be an episode by itself. You know what I'm saying? So watching 10 and 11 of Volume 3 was I literally like damn near broke down. It was that for real, and when people when people tell me, oh, you're gonna do this when you see this, like you're gonna cry, like, oh, like you're gonna be so fucking this, that, and the next, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, because whenever I hear stuff like that, I'm always like, okay, well, we'll see what happens. For example,
right,
one of my best friends, I don't know if you heard of this show called Arcane on Netflix, but Arcane was a fire fucking show. A lot of people were talking about it. He was telling me about it, and he was like, "Yo, I think you should watch this show with me. I already seen it, but I want to see how you take to this." And me, I was like, "Okay, now mind you, I'm already backed up on shit tons of shows already, so I'm trying to catch up." So, with that being said, I saw that and I cried. There were a lot of moments where I cried.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. It's one of those shows, but I ultimately I love that show, and I thought it was great. Now, hopefully they come back, and no, actually no, they are coming back with another season, so that's great. But back to Ruby. So yeah, after watching 10-11, I was stressed out. I think I almost broke down. I think a tear had actually came down at some point, because what the fuck, and what I think what actually had already started was when Penny had got killed off, right?
Yike.
That's kind of what did it for me. And you actually, I think by the time this podcast actually goes out, 7 through 9 will actually already be out, I believe, right along with 10 and 11. So, actually, if you guys don't see 10 and 11 after that, then it'll probably be out with this podcast episode. So, hopefully you guys enjoy that and see how I almost fucking lost my shit. So, it was just a lot to handle. And then here comes the last episode. Episode 12. I never wanted...
Your heart, didn't it?
I cried. I fucking cried. I cried because Pura didn't deserve that. She did not deserve that. And she was getting busy with Cinder. She was. She fucking was. And then the fucking... Oh my god, I'm reliving this shit all over again. And let me tell you something. So, after the episode had ended, after I finished the series for Volume 3, I literally just sat there, didn't say a word, and just turned off everything. I cut off the recording, I cut off audio, I turned off my camera. I didn't really have any words. Or at least I tried to say words, but they weren't coming out in the form that I wanted them to, because I was just shocked that they killed her off that way. And so I had to actually come up with something that I don't know, but it was just really heartbreaking. And it was even more heartbreaking. Not only did not only did Ruby watch someone else that she loves like die, But like, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying in the beginning of the show. Like, I told you guys too. Like, I feel like something is gonna happen to Ruby, to where something like all this shit is just like, it's not what I thought it was. And it's like, that kind of goes to show, like, that's exactly what happened. She literally sees Penny split in half, and then she watched Pyrrha fucking disintegrate, dude. Like, I've witnessed I've experienced, like, a lot of my own trauma in my life, but, like, that, like, how do you recover from that? Like, seriously. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to witness, you know? So.
It is.
Yeah, it was really hard for me to watch, man. I was fucking mad.
A lot of people in the fandom experience the same thing, and the thing about it is, like, it's such a slow burn that you get so immersed, you get so involved with the story, and then you connect with these characters, and there's also some real life things happening behind the scenes that contributed to the overall emotional tone. Mm-hmm. So when you see everything kind of just shit hitting the wire back after back after back after back, and you have the question, well, nothing obviously is going to get worse. Like, it can't get worse than this. And they prove you chapter by chapter that it does. And it just leaves you defeated. It's heartbreaking. You think it couldn't get worse, and it does. And it just rips you apart. But it also shows you how amazing the show is, how much detail and how much emotion got poured into creating what they did. And it was one of those, like, defining moments, like, do you want to continue it, or do you want to not continue it? Because some people could not believe what was happening, so they opted out to, like, continue the whole series. But then some people needed to know, like, hey, no, I need some questions answered. Like, what happened? What's going on? But if you look into, like, the real life aspect of, like, what led up to it, it's very heartbreaking in a sense that the creator passed away around the time. But it also directly mirrored the emotions of the people that had to, like, bear that loss at the same time. The animators, the team, the people that worked with Monty. So you can tell everyone was hurt, and it made you feel hurt. Mind you, this happened, like, 7 years ago, but it still feel like it happened like it was yesterday. So it sucked, but it's a great show. And you've seen my reaction. Completely immersed for like 20 minutes. I didn't know where I was. Like, I was on the ground. I was like, what is this? I'm scared.
Like, this dude,
this is crazy, but it's a great show.
What's crazy is, like, every time I finish a volume or I finish an episode, I would just I would go back and I would watch yours, see how your reactions were. And like I said, bro, like, your reactions are top fucking tier. Like, when I saw your reaction to Penny getting fucking dismembered, like, that was just like bro. And then, like, seeing you fall to the ground was just like, that's how I felt, like, in my stomach. Because I even told myself, like, yo, can I finish this series? Because let's not forget, her and John finally had a fucking moment together. Finally. She was digging my man's this whole time, bro. He finally has a moment with her, and then that's it. He will never get to see her again. Like, oh, fuck, man, emotional. Fuck! Like, dude, like, it's a lot. And then to see what happens after, like, oh, man, like, I'm still, this is my fault because I'm talking about it. I almost said it's your fault. But
it's my fault for bringing it up. No.
Like, all this transpired, like, everything in Beacon, all the Grimmer in Beacon, the dragon, and bro, there was a fucking dragon in the mountain? Like, nigga, what?
Kevin!
Oh, bro. Like, that was crazy. And then having Crow tell Ruby like she has this special ability, like she froze an entire fucking dragon, which I think is kind of crazy. But I'm here for it. Fuck that dragon. But still, like,
fuck Kevin.
Fuck. But you know what also kind of goes into it, like after you literally just like Yang is just so done with everything. She lost her arm. Blake is on the run, and Ozpin is nowhere to be found. Like what the fuck's going on? And Weiss, her fucking father had picked her up, and they're going back to goddamn Atlas. Mm-hmm. Like what? Like goddamn, like damn, bro. And then let's not fucking forget that bitch Adam tried to kill my niggas. Both of them. Like, don't get me wrong. I call this dude the Virgil lookalike. Even though in DMC I kind of fuck with Virgil, even though Virgil's kind of fucked up too. But Adam, that nigga, he's just different. And not the good kind of different either. You know? So, seeing all this happen, and then in the end, it's just Ruby and what's left of Team Juniper. It's literally just them. And it's like, I don't know what happened to everyone else. Like, did everyone else just disperse? Like maybe I did.
There's only one way to find out.
And I gotta continue it. I know I have to. So, I mean, I still gotta edit these last 3 episodes. You guys will actually, like I said, by the time this is out, you guys will have already seen 7 through 9, and most likely 10 and 11. And I think 10 and 11 is probably going to be, for me, like, for you guys seeing me freak out that way, cake. I know you guys are going to enjoy that, because I've gotten a lot of, oh, I told you, bro, you're not ready for this. And I'm just like, no, I got you. I told you. No. And for the first fucking time in a while, and I don't like letting people know that they're right about certain things, because I can be kind of prideful. But you guys, you told me, Ghost, you told me. You guys are right. I wasn't ready. And I know it's only going to get worse from here. So, yeah.
The cool thing about continuing it is that with this show, other shows do it, but this show does it exceptionally well. They do a great job of telling you or answering your questions throughout the show. Like, there are certain moments I'm like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. So keep watching, and your questions are going to be answered.
I mean, I'm nervous.
I'm not going to tell you anything. You're just going to have to fuck around and find out.
Well, I'm here for it.
Sorry for the swearing, but
I'm here for it.
Yes, sir. I can't wait to see you progress. It's interesting. That's all I'm going to say. It's interesting. Brother, we got to wrap this up a little bit.
You said, what'd you say?
We got to wrap it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm about to do that right now. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I feel like we covered a lot of ground. To end off this episode, we have a lot of wrestling that is going to take place this week. We have a lot of Ruby that will be uploaded this week. I'm very excited to see how the rest of this week progresses. Ghost, you have anything to add?
Who knows? We might even talk about Dragon Ball if we get around to that. Maybe, stick around.
That too. And, the fact that you brought that up, I kind of forgot about it. But we'll see what happens. I may even fuck around and watch a bootleg version just to be like, hey, yo, Ghost, we need to talk about this right now. So I'm going to send you a link and you're going to watch. So,
Nah, I'm going to cup up that $10 and just go to the theater and see it.
Fuck it. Nah, I've suffered through worse. But anyways, that's the end of the podcast. Thank you guys so much for listening and following and messing with us. If you guys want to follow Ghost the Rebel, you can follow him at...
You can follow me at Gh0xtTheRebel on Twitter, or you can go to glitchgrave.com for even more amazing content, and I will be waiting for you. You can follow Rondue at...
if you guys want to see any of my content, go ahead and hit me up on YouTube. Sonn Rondue, SONNRONDUE. Follow me on Twitter at Rondue TV. Follow me on Twitch at Rondue TV. And yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. Stay tuned. We will be back with more bangers. And we love y'all. And we'll see y'all later. Peace!
Have a great night, y'all. Get your water and rest in peace, Pyrrha.